humanity's Titan-class warship makes first contact. The galaxy is speechless. Humans were known as traders, minor explorers, and stubborn survivors who somehow persisted despite their fragile world and limited resources. Aliens in the galactic core laughed at the idea of humans ever building anything more than small freighters. They had no idea what was coming. At the edge of the Vornak trade system, a bright blue star flickered through the cold blackness of space. Suddenly, a shadow passed in front of the light. It was enormous, almost incomprehensible. Ships that had never seen anything larger than a Vornak cruiser felt a pang of unease. The object was a human warship. Not just any warship, it was Titan-class, the largest the galaxy had ever seen, built by humans in secret over decades. Its hull gleamed silver and gold, catching starlight in ways that seemed almost magical. Its shape was angular but elegant, every line purposeful. Even from a distance, it radiated intelligence and power, but not the kind of power meant to destroy. This was power meant to awe. Vornak traders were the first to notice it. "What is that?" one of them hissed, her three eyes wide. It can't be human." "They always said humans were small and weak," another replied. "And yet look at that." The warship approached at a leisurely speed, unarmed as far as anyone could tell. Yet its presence alone forced the Vornaks to pause all commerce and scan their sensors obsessively. Every system in the galaxy's fleets that detected the Titan-class warship registered something different, something extraordinary. It was not just size. It was design, purpose, and intent, something no alien had anticipated. Inside the human warship, Captain Alina Rivas walked along the command deck. Her dark hair was tied back, and her uniform was simple, practical, and spotless. She looked at the holographic displays floating in the air before her. "Status report," she said calmly. Lieutenant Omar Chen, a human with a quick mind and steady hands, tapped a few controls. "All systems green. Sensors are picking up alien communications. Vornak fleets are approaching cautiously, but they are stunned." They did not expect a Titan-class ship to appear here so suddenly. Alina smiled faintly. "Good. Let them be surprised. That is exactly what we want." The purpose of this mission was not war, though the galaxy would misunderstand. The Titan-class warship was designed to show the galaxy what humanity could do. It was a mobile research station, a diplomatic vessel, a cultural exchange platform, and yes, a strong deterrent if needed, but its greatest strength was human ingenuity. The Vornak fleet closed in, scanning every inch of the ship. The lead Vornak commander, a tall figure with iridescent scales, barked into a communicator. "Identify yourselves. You are far from any known human settlement. Explain your presence or be considered hostile." From the Titan-class bridge, Alina leaned toward the microphone. "We are the human vessel Aurora. We come in peace. We seek to meet with the leaders of this sector to share knowledge and cooperation." The Vornak commander blinked. One of his eyes literally spun in confusion. "Peace, humans, you do not look small or weak at all." "Appearances can be deceiving," Alina replied. "We ask that you allow us to communicate directly with your leaders." There was a pause, a silence heavy with disbelief. Then the Vornak commander transmitted a response. "We will allow it, but do not mistake our caution for weakness. Any misstep and you will face consequences." Inside the Aurora, Alina nodded to her officers. "Prepare the diplomatic protocols. Let's show them what humans are capable of, without even fighting." The bridge crew exchanged excited glances. For decades, humans had been underestimated. Now they had a chance to demonstrate their potential. The Vornak ships moved cautiously, forming a perimeter around the Titan-class warship. They sent a small delegation aboard. Alina met them in the main conference hall, a space so vast it could hold hundreds of beings, yet it felt intimate and welcoming. The walls shimmered softly with holographic displays showing Earth's oceans, mountains, and forests. The Vornak delegates were awed immediately. One muttered, This is not a warship." Elena smiled. "It is a ship of humans. We build for survival, understanding, and progress. This vessel can explore the stars, help worlds in need, and solve problems your fleets may find impossible." A Vornak scientist stepped forward. "Impossible? How?" Without hesitation, Alina activated a hologram showing a damaged Vornak satellite drifting in orbit around a nearby gas giant. That satellite, she explained, was considered beyond repair. Yet, with our drones and technology, it could be stabilized in hours. Your engineers might have taken months or abandoned it entirely. The aliens watched the demonstration unfold in real time. Tiny drones emerged from the ship's hull, repairing circuits, realigning sensors, and performing delicate operations that even the Vornak engineers thought too risky. Within minutes, the satellite systems blinked online, fully functional. The room went silent. One of the Vornaks whispered, They did it." Alina glanced around. "This is only the beginning. Humanity believes that intelligence, cooperation, and creativity are far stronger than brute force. You may have the largest fleets, but consider what we can accomplish without aggression." The Vornaks had never seen anything like it. Their history was built on dominance, power, and conquest. Humans, they realized, were different. They solved problems where others would fight. They built marvels where others would destroy. "Tell me," one Vornak finally said, his tone respectful, "why reveal this now? Why appear in the galactic core suddenly?" Alina paused. "Because the galaxy needs to understand that power does not mean destruction. Humans have reached a point where we can share knowledge, inspire progress, and help stabilize unstable systems. And we want to know who else is willing to join us in shaping a better future." There was a long silence. Then, slowly, the Vornaks nodded. Their initial skepticism gave way to curiosity. They asked questions about Earth, human technology, and human culture. Alina answered honestly, speaking not only as a captain but as a representative of her species. Meanwhile, in the observation deck, young cadets watched the alien fleets through reinforced glass. "I never thought I'd see the galaxy stop and stare at humans," one whispered. "Neither did I," another replied. "But look at them. They can't believe we did this." Alina returned to the bridge. "Keep monitoring," she instructed. "Other civilizations are already noticing our presence. The Zephyrians will reach out soon. So will the Zeltrians. By the time we make first contact with them, the galaxy will know humans are different." And they were. As the Titan-class warship floated gracefully among the alien fleet, every alien scanning system registered the same reaction, a mixture of awe, fear, admiration, and disbelief. Humans were not small, weak, or insignificant. They were impressive beyond imagination. By the end of the day, communications from the Galactic Council arrived. Every major civilization wanted a meeting. Everyone wanted to know what humans had done and what humans would do next. Inside the Aurora, Alina stood silently, gazing at the stars. "This is only the beginning," she said softly. "We are here to help, to explore, and to inspire. And the galaxy is about to learn that humans are capable of far more than anyone ever imagined." And far beyond what the galaxy could currently understand, the Titan-class warship held secrets and technologies that even humans were just beginning to unlock. The first contact had been made, but the story of humanity's true power and its peaceful purpose was only starting. The stars shimmered around the Aurora, silent witnesses to the arrival of a species that would change the galaxy forever. The galaxy had never seen anything like the Aurora. Within days of its arrival in the Vornak trade system, word spread across multiple star systems. Aliens from distant corners of the galaxy stopped their usual routines and stared at the communications feeds. They all wanted to know more about humans and their astonishing Titan-class warship. On board the Aurora, Captain Alina Rivas walked through the main observation deck. Stars and planets streaked past in the distance. Humans and alien delegates alike were present, working side by side. This was not a warship in action, but a hub of cooperation and innovation. Lieutenant Omar Chen approached Elena, holding a datapad. "Captain, the Zeltrians have sent a delegation. They want to see our energy stabilization technology." Elena nodded. "Prepare the demonstration. Make it clear we solve problems, not fight wars." The Zeltrians arrived in sleek ships, known for their advanced energy grids but notorious for being cautious and skeptical. Their leaders boarded the Aurora with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. Elena greeted them warmly. "Welcome to the Aurora," she said. "Humans believe that technology should help everyone. We can stabilize unstable systems, protect planets, and even restore ecosystems without causing harm." A Zeltrian scientist raised a tentacle. "Your warship, it is immense. How can one vessel do so much?" Elena gestured toward a holographic display of the ship's inner workings. "The Aurora is designed as a self-sufficient platform. It has energy shields that adapt to conditions instantly, drones that can repair satellites or habitats, and AI systems that help humans solve complex problems quickly. But our greatest strength is human ingenuity and cooperation." The Zeltrians watched as drones floated from the ship, demonstrating a repair on a miniature model of an unstable space station. Every movement was precise, efficient, and careful. Within minutes, the station's systems were stabilized. They repaired it instantly," one Zeltrian whispered. "Yes," Elena said softly, "and they can do much more. Our technology is meant to aid, to preserve life, and to solve problems your fleets may have given up on." Meanwhile, alien reporters transmitted live feeds across the galaxy. Citizens of multiple species were astonished. Humans had never been violent in these demonstrations. They solved what others could not. And the Titan-class warship, once thought to be a weapon, had become a symbol of hope and capability. The Vornax, still aboard, watched carefully. One commander muttered to another, "We underestimated them. This is not what we expected." The Zeltrians, however, had a bigger test. A nearby star, which powered a trade hub for multiple civilizations, had become unstable. Scientists predicted a catastrophic failure that could destroy colonies and trade routes. Alien fleets hesitated, unsure how to intervene. They argued, debated, and finally agreed that they could not solve it alone. Elena turned to her team. "This is an opportunity. Let's show them what humans do when faced with a challenge." Drones deployed from the Aurora, scanning the star's core. Energy shields projected carefully around unstable regions. AI systems calculated the optimal way to redistribute energy flows. Humans worked calmly, giving orders to drones and systems. Hours passed. Alien scientists and fleet commanders watched, mesmerized. The Aurora's systems worked in perfect harmony, stabilizing the star without harming nearby planets. By nightfall, the star's energy output returned to normal, its dangerous fluctuations gone. The Zeltrians and Vornak stared in silence. They did it," said one Vornak delegate, his voice full of awe. Elena smiled. "We do not need to dominate to make a difference. Humans have always believed that intelligence, planning, and collaboration are stronger than weapons. Our Titan-class warship is not built to fight. It is built to solve problems." News spread fast. Across the galaxy, civilizations were discussing humans differently. Previously, humans were considered minor players, perhaps lucky survivors. Now they were seen as capable, clever, and cooperative. The galaxy began to realize, humans are not just strong, they are remarkable in ways that no one could have predicted. As the day ended, alien delegates requested a tour of the ship's facilities. They walked through labs, energy cores, drone bays, and cultural exhibits. Everywhere they went, they marveled at the human approach, combining logic, creativity, and empathy to solve challenges. One Zeltrian scientist asked, Why are you sharing all this knowledge? You could keep it for yourself. Alina looked thoughtful. Because power is only meaningful when it helps others. Humans do not see strength as a reason to conquer. We see it as a responsibility to aid, inspire, and improve. We can achieve far more when species work together, rather than compete destructively. Another delegate, a Zephyrian who had just arrived, tilted her head. You are showing us technology that could rival centuries of our own research. Why trust us so quickly? Alina smiled. Because we believe in curiosity, learning, and goodwill. If you take knowledge without understanding, it is useless. But if we collaborate, we can solve problems the galaxy has struggled with for millennia. The aliens nodded slowly. Their skepticism faded as the day passed. For the first time, many realized that humans were fundamentally different from other civilizations. They did not seek war. They did not boast. They simply used their intelligence and creativity to make things better. During the evening briefing, Alina addressed her officers. This is more than diplomacy, she said. We are changing how the galaxy sees humanity. They expected weakness. They found strength. They expected aggression. They found cooperation, and there is still more to show. Lieutenant Chen asked, "Do you think the galaxy will accept humans so easily?" Alina shook her head. "Not yet. Some will resist. Some will be jealous. But the majority will recognize the truth. Humans are capable, clever, and willing to help. That is far more powerful than any weapon." Suddenly, the ship's sensors picked up a signal from deep space. It was faint, ancient, and unlike anything humans had encountered before. The AI classified it as a pregalactic structure, likely built by a civilization long gone. Alina's eyes widened. This is it. This is the kind of discovery that will unite the galaxy. We have stabilized a star. We have shared technology. Now we have an opportunity to uncover something truly extraordinary. The alien delegates were fascinated. "What is it?" asked the Vornak commander. Alina gestured toward the starfield outside. "We don't know yet, but humanity has a way of understanding the unknown. If we succeed, it will benefit not just us but all civilizations. And if we fail, well, we will still try." Her calm confidence inspired everyone aboard. Humans and aliens alike began preparing for the mission, equipping drones, analyzing star charts, and planning cautiously. The atmosphere was electric with possibility and wonder. As the Titan-class warship moved toward the ancient structure, word of its mission spread across the galaxy. Other civilizations debated and speculated. Could humans unlock secrets that had been lost for millennia? Could they unify technology, knowledge, and culture in ways that no one else could? For many, it was a revelation. The galaxy had assumed humans were small, weak, and unimportant. Instead, it now recognized that humans were ingenious, cooperative, and capable of extraordinary feats. The Aurora approached the distant, mysterious structure. It shimmered faintly in the void, a relic of a civilization long gone. The ship's sensors began scanning. Alien scientists watched anxiously as humans worked with precision, logic, and intuition, unraveling signals and patterns the galaxy had considered indecipherable. Alina addressed the crew and delegates. "The galaxy is watching. We must demonstrate that intelligence and cooperation are stronger than fear or violence. Humanity has come this far by working together. Now, let's see what we can discover and how we can share it with everyone." As the star systems glittered around them, the humans aboard the Titan-class warship felt a quiet thrill. This was more than exploration. It was a moment that could change the course of the galaxy. And for the first time, many aliens admitted it silently. Humans were extraordinary. Not because they had power to destroy, but because they had power to create, solve, and inspire. The Aurora sailed forward, and the galaxy held its breath. The Aurora moved silently through the cold expanse of space. Its massive hull reflected the light of distant stars, a beacon of human ingenuity and ambition. Alien delegates from the Vornak, Zeltrian and Zephyrian civilizations moved alongside the human crew, their eyes wide with curiosity and cautious excitement. For days, they had witnessed humans accomplish feats that once seemed impossible, stabilizing a star, repairing satellites in orbit, and sharing knowledge with complete openness. But now the Aurora approached something far older and stranger than anything humans or aliens had ever seen. A vast, shimmering structure floated in space, unmarked on any star chart. It was immense, unlike any ship or station. Its design was elegant, yet alien, with patterns and energy flows that seemed to pulse in harmony with the surrounding stars. Captain Alina Rivas stood on the observation deck, staring at it with awe. This structure, it's pregalactic. Nothing alive has touched it in thousands, maybe millions of years. Lieutenant Omar Chen adjusted the scanners. It's sending signals, but they don't match any known code. Even our AI is struggling to decode it. Alina nodded. Then we'll do it the human way. Step by step, carefully. We observe, we analyze, we try, and we learn. The alien delegates exchanged nervous glances. One Zephyrian whispered to a Zeltrian, "Humans, they are fearless, yet not reckless. How can a species so small command such confidence?" "Because," replied the Zeltrian softly, "they are not afraid to use their minds. That is their true strength." The Aurora's drones extended from the ship, hovering near the structure. They scanned the surface, touching invisible energy patterns and recording data streams. Slowly, tiny lights on the structure began to respond, pulsing in rhythm with the drone's signals. Inside the ship, human engineers and scientists worked side by side with alien experts. Humans guided the process with patience and clarity, explaining their thought process to the aliens. "We need to understand it," one engineer said. "Not force it. It's like a puzzle. If we rush, we could break centuries of knowledge." Hours passed. Slowly, the structure began to open, or rather, align. Its energy fields shifted in response to the humans' precise manipulations. Aliens gasped as parts of the structure lit up, revealing chambers, walkways, and vast halls filled with machinery that seemed alive. A Vornak delegate stepped forward, awe in his voice. They are activating it. How do they know what to do?" Alina smiled. "We don't. But humans are very good at observing patterns and making sense of them. We can learn from almost anything, and we never give up." As the structure fully activated, a holographic map of the galaxy appeared within its central chamber. It showed stars, planets, and systems, some of which were unknown to the current civilizations. Energy flows connected them, illustrating routes of knowledge, trade, and communication. This is incredible," whispered the Zephyrian scientist. "It's a map of civilizations before our own, predecessors we never knew existed." Alina stepped forward. "Exactly. And now we can share it with the galaxy. Humans are not here to conquer or dominate. We are here to connect, to learn, and to help others understand the universe." The alien delegates nodded, slowly realizing the magnitude of what humans had done. For millennia, civilizations had fought, competed, and hoarded knowledge. Humans, in a single generation, had demonstrated that intelligence, cooperation, and empathy could achieve what centuries of conflict could not. Suddenly, the structure began to hum more intensely. Energy streams flowed into the Aurora, integrating with its systems. The Titan-class warship, already extraordinary, absorbed new insights, new technologies, and new knowledge that could help humanity and the galaxy advance by centuries. "Captain," Lieutenant Chen said, eyes wide, "this structure, it's teaching us. It's sharing technology, energy designs, and even advanced problem-solving frameworks. We could help countless worlds with this." Alina nodded solemnly. "That's exactly the point. Humans are not meant to dominate. We are meant to inspire, assist, and unify. And now we have the tools to do so." Across the observation deck, alien delegates whispered among themselves. "Vornax, Zeltrians and Zephyrians, previously suspicious or skeptical, now felt awe and respect for humanity. Some had spent lifetimes believing humans were fragile and insignificant. Now they realized humans were capable of extraordinary feats without a single act of aggression. The structure's energy began to stabilize. Data flowed to the Aurora, creating new possibilities for exploration, energy management, and interstellar cooperation. The aliens understood that humanity was not only brilliant but also benevolent, willing to share knowledge without seeking control or advantage. Alina turned to address everyone aboard. "We have learned something very important today. True strength is not in weapons or armies. It is in knowledge, patience, and cooperation. Humans have always believed this, and now the galaxy can see it too." A Zeltrian scientist raised a tentacle. "Humans, you are extraordinary. Your wisdom, your courage, your willingness to act, it changes how we see life, the universe, and ourselves." Alina smiled. "That is the hope, that by sharing knowledge and working together, the galaxy can become stronger, safer, and wiser. That is what humanity offers, not destruction, but understanding." As the Aurora prepared to leave the ancient structure, the alien delegates gathered in the observation deck. For the first time, they felt a profound sense of unity. Humans had accomplished what no fleet, council, or alliance had ever done. They had shown that intelligence, compassion, and cooperation could surpass fear and competition. The Vornak commander spoke softly, almost to himself. "We expected humans to be small, weak, and inconsequential. We were wrong. They are magnificent." Across the galaxy, other civilizations watched transmissions of the Aurora's mission. Citizens, leaders, and scientists alike began to reconsider humanity. They were no longer just another species. They were innovators, problem solvers, and visionaries. In the final hours before leaving the system, Alina addressed her crew and delegates one last time. "Humans are proud of what we have achieved, but more importantly, we are proud to share it with everyone. Knowledge grows when it is shared, and strength grows when it is used to help others. Let this be the start of a new era in the galaxy, a time of exploration, learning, and cooperation." As the Aurora sailed away from the ancient structure, a wave of admiration rippled across the galaxy. Messages poured in from distant civilizations, offering collaboration, friendship, and gratitude. The Titan-class warship, once a symbol of potential war, had become a symbol of hope, intelligence, and inspiration. And humanity, once underestimated and overlooked, had shown the galaxy a truth that would never be forgotten. Strength is not in destruction, but in creation. Power is not in domination, but in understanding. And the greatest species in the galaxy is the one that can inspire, uplift, and unite all others. Captain Alina stood on the bridge, gazing at the stars. "This is only the beginning," she whispered. "The galaxy now knows humans are different. The galaxy now knows that humans can achieve the impossible, not through fear, but through intelligence, cooperation, and hope." The stars shimmered around the Aurora, silent witnesses to humanity's legacy. And as the ship moved forward into the vast unknown, every alien, human, and observer understood the same thing. The galaxy would never be the same again. For in the cold darkness of space, humans had shown the brightest light of all, not firepower, not conquest, but the power of ingenuity, courage, and compassion. And in that light, the galaxy stood in awe.